Hey, this is Chad Gleaves with 411 Internet Safety. Some of you may be wondering, why would I pick the pit bull of all animals? Why not something else? Well, would you rather have a pit bull walking down the street who loved your son or daughter and was protecting them, or would you rather have this bumbling dog that can hold 3 tennis balls? Sometimes I feel like some of these filters out there, software filters, are like this friendly dog. They can do 3 things at one time, but they don't really do the job. You get a pit bull, you walk down the street, and even if it's the friendliest pit bull in the world, because of their reputation, because of their abilities, people aren't going to mess with you. They're like, hey, there's a pit bull, we're going to walk on the other side of the street. And that's kind of what you get with the IBOSS here. It is very capable, very strong. It is capable of protecting you and your teens from internet dangers. This thing does the job. So let's get into this. This tutorial is for you when you're trying to protect your teens. Now, we have covered the children tutorial. We've put them in group 1. We're going to assume that there'll be teens in your home, or there could be children and teens, so we'll have different settings for each. And we use group 1, group 2 to be teens, and group 3 to be adults. Now, if you just need to go through teens and adults, you will need to fill out group 1 because that is the default group. So if somebody walks in with a new computer, hooks up to your IBOSS through the internet, you give them permission to do that. They will not have the security that you would want them to have. So make sure you go ahead and fill out group 1. Maybe that's your default group and you set it up as a teen. But right now, for our purposes, group 1 is for children, group 2 is for teens. And let's get started here. Navigate to your IBOSS, which is myiboss.com, and that takes you inside your network. This is not on the internet or anything. This is just the IBOSS appliance. To set this up for teens, let's go down to Configure Internet Controls, and let's block specific website categories. Make sure you're on group 2 for teens, and let's select these. Here's the things I think teens should have blocked off. I don't think they should be able to do any image or video searches. They should not have adult content. Audio and video should be blocked. We're going to block web proxies. If you want to block any more of these, you're welcome to do that. We'll block drugs. This is really important right here. Image and video search, and also the search engines right there. We want to block file sharing. And the last one here, violence and hate, virus and malware, and web-based, not web-based. We'll leave that open there. So that will cover most of the things I would be concerned about a teen getting into. This is going to limit them quite a bit. It's going to shut down a lot of stuff for them, but it's necessary to keep a teen from going places they shouldn't. We want to make sure that always block selected categories is selected there. We want to make sure that logging is enabled. Stealth mode will be disabled. Strict safe search enforcement, we will enable that. Scan HTTP on non-standard ports, we'll make sure that's enabled. Allow legacy HTTP, we'll make sure it's disabled. And then protect against potential identity theft, we'll enable. We'll push save, and now that is all saved there. Let's go back to home, configure internet controls. The next thing we need to do is control programs and protocols. We're going to go through here, make sure you're on group 2, make sure all of these are selected, the schedulable programs. Make sure you select all on the additional chat. Select all on the games. Now you can go through here and unselect specific ones if you would like, but for our purposes here, we're going to select all just to be on the safe side. Make sure that select all is selected on the file sharing programs, and also select all is here on the additional programs. Unless your son or daughter is doing web design, you can select this. Now, there are some reasons for FTP that are legitimate. You're just going to have to keep a tabs if you leave that unchecked. And then blocking ping, we'll leave that disabled. Block SSL, we'll leave that disabled. Block newsgroup, disabled. Block internet servers, block internal servers, we'll leave that disabled. And logging, we'll want to make sure that's enabled. Push save. And now let's go back to home. Configure internet controls. We won't need to block specific websites, but if you need to block something specifically, you can go in here to do that. Allow specific websites we're not going to look at. We are going to look at block keywords. And the only thing we need to make sure we're in group 2, and we need to select all adult words. This will prevent them, push apply, this will prevent them from searching if they make it to a site that has a search feature, any adult terms. Scroll down here. If you want to add more terms to this, which they've done a good job at covering the terms, but if you did want to add a word, you could do that here. We'll push done. Takes us back to our controls. Now, if you don't know where we're at, you can hit home, configure internet controls, and the rest of this we are not going to work with. If you did want to select a sleep schedule, now that means you can't get on the internet from say 5 to 9 in the evening or something like that. You could go in here and do that here. That pretty much sets up what we need to do for a teen. Now there are other things you will need to do to set up your IBOSS. So make sure you check out the other tutorials. That's it. Now if you want the IBOSS for your home, if you have not purchased it yet, I would encourage you to purchase the IBOSS. When you're filling out the form on the IBOSS and they give you an option for a discount code, put in 411internetsafety.com and you're going to get a 10% off both the IBOSS appliance and also for the year's subscription. The IBOSS appliance right now is running around $39 full price, and the subscription is $59. So you could save just about 10 bucks, maybe $8 there just by typing in our name. Again, 411 Internet Safety. Go out and buy it. It helps to pay bills around here.